So this is a presentation I created a year ago for another event, and I presented at convention. And the first question is, you know what, I'm realizing that all of my slides aren't fitting. I wonder if it's like a different thing with my computer when it translated. So I'm sorry, but that should say, how will it feel when you rank advance? And so we'll get you guys the original slide on this, but just raise your hand. How will it feel when you rank advance? I don't care what rank. What is that emotion of woo-woo, arms in the air? What does that feel like? Empowering. Achievement. Relief. Okay, what else? Exciting. Expansive. Awesome. That's the top of my tongue all the time. Expansive. No, joy, right? Joy. You feel that like exhilarating rush of I did it. Okay? And that's what she's doing. I love that she's like throwing her arms up, you know, and imagine that she's like going to the beach or something, right? She's just like on this awesome journey. I love that her man is driving. It's awesome. Okay. So this should say, why do you want to rank advance? And this is a picture of me and my girls on the left side. Does anyone know where that is? It is in Paris. Anyone know where? It is a really wonderful garden. It's really famous, and what they have is these punting boats, and you rent them for like an hour or something, and you use a stick and you push the boat across this little pond. It's great fun, and you chase your boat around, and then you punt it again. Okay, so then you notice that on this right side, we're in the same outfit. And my kids, my son and my two girls, this is like in 2012, so we were on a different boat journey. But this one was not just a little half-hour thing, right? This was we're going on the cruise ship, we're going to go somewhere, and we're going to make, we're going to have destinations, right? Which boat do you want to be a part of? Right? Like the fun little toy one? Or like, let's go on the Mediterranean cruise. Yeah? Okay, it seems really obvious, but most people are dabbling in their businesses like a hobby. Like they're playing with a toy boat, right? So if you can recognize which one you are you on the toy boat side, or are you going somewhere side, that's going to be the biggest difference in your business, right? There's a quote around boats: 2 feet in the boat, or you're straddling, one on the shore and one in the boat. So once you've got 2 feet in the boat, you're going to actually go somewhere. Okay, so a little bit about this, my why. So my why, in addition to traveling with my children, was to be able to serve for our church. So our whole thing, as I mentioned in the previous session, was Natalie approached us. She knew my why. I've known Natalie Goddard for 19 years now. So way, way, way before doTERRA, okay? And she knew my heart and my soul was to be able to serve and to be able to travel with my kids, but she knew I didn't have the resources, and the income stream to do it. So she would remind me, right? Hey, I'd love to have a new leader in doTERRA. But those kind of conversations didn't click with me. What clicked with me was, how are you going to manifest your dream of traveling the world and serving a mission for your church? She spoke to my heart, and she knew that if I could make that happen, I would be fulfilling my life's dream. So when I started doTERRA, my affirmation was, I build doTERRA quickly and easily, and God shows me the way. And I knew to do that was enrolling leaders to enroll. And when I would do that quickly, then I would be able to do this. So 30 days after hitting Diamond, I found myself in Hawaii at a friend's wedding, and I met some missionaries at the church who had tags. So our church, when we were missionaries, had tags. And I said, oh, we're missionaries. What do you guys do? And they said, we are at the Center for Entrepreneurship at BYU Hawaii. And I'm like, how do you get that job? How do you get that kind of mission? And they said, why? Why are you interested? And I said, well, I'm a business coach, and that would be my dream mission. And what they do, they help students from 64 different countries learn how to start and grow companies and to build. And I was like, that would be just my dream. God, are you listening? And they literally said to me, you are our replacement. And I was like, are you kidding me? 30 days after going diamond, which made us financially able to go. I already had the background. I already had, the skill set to be able to teach these students. I didn't have finances until 30 days before. So because that why was so powerful, the universe was listening and manifested that opportunity. This is us in Hawaii. This was another dream of ours, is to be able to travel the world with our kids, right? Our kids have been to 24 countries. And many of you guys are friends with us on Facebook. And this was our front yard. Does anyone know where? Bali. This was my Garden of Eden. So I would wake up in the morning, send my kids off with the driver to school. They went to this amazing school in Ubud called Green School. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. And I would go to my garden, and I would write every morning. And I would do my little emails, and then I'd go to yoga, and then I'd come back. I'd write some more. It was a blissful life, okay? And it was because we had this amazing revenue stream called doTERRA, right? So what's your dream? This is what ours was. And then one day, I was standing in my garden, and God said, it's time to leave the Garden of Eden. And I was like, what? I'm not ready to leave the Garden of Eden. But he sent us to Mexico, and that was another amazing blessing for our family. So what are some reasons why people don't rank advanced? Number one, fear of failure, right? So I love that Byron and Katie work, because if you flip failure on its head, please, I'll give you guys this is not even the accurate thing, because titles are missing. Anyways, there's no system to follow, not willing to put in the time required, they lack effort, lack appointments, class schedules. They try to do it on their own without team support. Honestly, you guys are so blessed to have an event like this, to come and learn. No matter if you're on their team or not, you're welcome, you're supported. It's wonderful. A lot of times people need basic education, unrealistic expectations of what's possible or not. And number one is they don't decide. So that whole get your feet, right, in the boat. So is it time to rank advanced? This is an important question for you and your partners. What I would say is your average monthly volume is within a reasonable range to consider the next jump. Your leaders are excited to make their goals. It's not about me going diamond. It's about me helping 4 people go silver. You see the difference? That's when you will go diamond. You have the energy emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually to go the distance required. I can't tell you. Like, every time you go rank, it is seriously a marathon. Agreed? Raise your hand. Every single time. If you don't have the wherewithal to do it, it's not your time. Okay? You need to nourish yourself first and get your family on board. They need to be there supporting you. And I love that, those crucial conversations that Paul was talking about before. How many of us have done that? I admit I did not. I just worked all the time. And then my family would get mad at me. Well, guess what? I'm building their future. I'm building their dreams. But if I communicated, they wouldn't have been so upset, right? You've got heaven's blessing is a total yes. So I tell people, if it's not a heaven's yes, don't do Diamond Club. If it's not a heaven's yes, don't go for your next rank. If it's not a heaven's yes, do not give up an entire Saturday when maybe your family needs you to do something else. Just really listen to that. What I'm looking for, this is example of silver. Okay, you need, if you're elite, you want to go silver, all right? 3 committed leaders on 3 teams who want to hit elite. At least 800 OB in loyalty rewards orders running on each leg, minimum. If you don't have at least 800 on 3 legs, it is very difficult. Unless you're going to do those 12 kits on 3 legs in 1 month. I mean, that's going to be difficult, right? But at least 800 would give you a base so that you can make up that difference. Commitment to sell 2,200 PB on 3 legs is 10 essential kits per leg. You know, working at least 20 hours a week on goal, teaching at least 3 events a week minimum. So when you decide the universe conspires to support you, the key to unlock closed doors is your faith and hard work. So you can expect opportunities every day to share and close. What more is possible in your business? I love that question. What more is possible? Because when you ask the question of what more is possible, you are looking for the gold, right? You're looking for the treasures to unfold before you, and you're waiting for those miracles to show up in your life. So here's something that I love reminding people of: the power of images. So do you have an image that reminds you of your goal? So when I was going for Blue Diamond, this blue butterfly was my background screen. It was on my phone. It was a reminder for me that in the divine timing, the butterfly shall come, right? You can't force that caterpillar to come out any sooner than it wants to. The butterfly will go when it's time to go. And no matter how hard you try and force maybe a rank to go sooner, it is not right until it is right, you know? And I've done it the horse way. It doesn't stick, it doesn't hold, it feels yucky. But when it's right, it just emerges beautifully. This one was for my presidential, If You Dream It, You Can Do It, by Walt Disney, who's one of my personal heroes. I love him. He was about creating a legacy of happiness, right, for the world to recognize that we all love and cherish. And so I just held on to a bracelet that had that quote on me. Every time I saw that bracelet was a little anchor, a little trigger of like, hey, you can do this, you can do this. And then of course the travel for me is always a big one. So anything with travel is like, okay, if we get this, we're going to be able to go on that trip or whatever. And I tell my kids, like, this trip to New York is because we went presidential, or this trip to here was because of this. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you so much. So also just another why for me is our team. This is just a fun party we had at the planetarium with our team. And I just love like reminding myself that I do this for them, right? They represent my why, and we create this together. I do this also, as you mentioned, because we are always looking for ways to serve, and these are some children that we have served and blessed in Bulgaria. Bulgaria is the highest institutionalized, has the highest institutionalized children in all of Europe, and I have been able to be a part of supporting them for many years. But now with our doTERRA check, right, we can do a little bit more, and it's such a great blessing to support them. You know this quote, right? You think you can or you can't. You are right. Mindset, mindset. So as I mentioned before, I love affirmations. I won't go through these, but I always love that I am blank on or before the date, because you don't want to put qualifications. So people will say, well, I want to be diamond by next convention, and I say, or before, right? Because you don't know what's possible unless you give in to that ability that, wow, I claim miracles that this will come even sooner for me. That would be amazing.
No, we've got loads of time, just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is just some of the details of what I was talking about that I'm looking for in a leader. We talked about this before, but honestly, if they're not willing to lead a team, they are not going to be in the right place for me to put people with them, right? So I often will say to people, do you love to cheer on other people, or do you love to lead? Do you love to support? Do you see yourself teaching? If the answers are yes, then they're probably going to be a great candidate. But I actually had a team leader who, I helped her to go platinum. And I love her to death. And she's someone that I wanted it for her more than herself. So I did a lot of the heavy lifting on her team. We moved to Mexico to support her and her team. And it was like a pleasure, like a true pleasure. I just loved this family so much and wanted this for them. When she hit platinum, she literally said to me, I would rather be a nurse because I can clock in and clock out. I don't want to be responsible for a team. And I was like, oh, I wasn't listening to what she wanted, right? And so even though she's very happy to be silver, she didn't really want it that hard. You know, she didn't want to keep it to go platinum. So we actually just let that leg go and we started a new leg. So that was one of those lessons of not listening. I don't regret that our family went to Mexico for 6 months. My kids are like fluent Spanish. Like we had amazing experiences. Lived in the beach, all that is great. Like there's no regrets ever. We got oiled into more hands. But was I listening? No. I wasn't listening. Or what, maybe she wasn't being honest with me. I don't know. But at some point I had to recognize that you can't force a leader, right? You have to invite, encourage, hold space, leave the door open, let them walk through, but you can't drag them with you. It doesn't work. Gratitude statements are huge, right? So how many of you have kept a gratitude journal? So wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So some of the things I ask people to do often is to just really, really connect to the things that they're grateful for about their experiences and what they're learning. And so you'll see that here. But the gratitude is so key. There's something every day that we can be happy and grateful for. And I love Vanessa's always saying, what are you grateful for? And just stay in that energy of gratitude because it opens space to receive, right? So one of my favorite things to do is to lay on the floor and I just put my palms out up and my feet out. And I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I am ready and worthy to receive the miracles which are mine. And it's just a simple thing. But whenever I do that, especially at the beach, because I'm so lucky to do it at the beach, to hear the waves and to feel the breeze and just to sink into the sand and to just allow that process. Another experience I've had with this is when we were in Norway this summer. Anyone been to Norway? Amazing fjords there and this rushing, amazing waterfall. I walked out of the train and there was a stop to see this amazing waterfall, and I stepped into this platform and I see this, it was like the power and the force of this waterfall was so intense. It was just roaring like a lion, kind of loud, and just this mist and this breeze coming onto me. And it was like God was saying, this is a symbol of the abundance that's available for you. And I was just like, wow, this is it. Standing in the flow of that waterfall, taking what part is mine and passing the rest down. That is what we are here to do. I love it. How would your miracle open up if you asked for what you needed? How would it open up if you asked for what you needed? So what is the miracle you need today? Oh, I need a new leader. Okay, ask people. Who do you know that needs an extra $500? Who do you know who could to feel more energy and less stress in their life? Who do you know that would host a class for me so that I can receive my I can work towards my goal? You have a lot of friends you could call on for favors, right? But so not only asking the universe asking in your heart all the time, show me what's next, or what can I do to serve people around me? Asking people with your mouth, right? Out loud, in Facebook, you know? Hey, I'm giving away 10 samples this week. Who do you know that might want a deeply rose sample? So accountability, this is what I asked all of my leaders. I actually had someone that emailed me or called me last week and asked me to coach with them. And said, what does coaching look like for you? And I laid it all out. And he was like, oh, I'm really overwhelmed. I'm like, that's okay. We don't have to go this pace. But the people who want to go quickly and rank in 6 weeks, this is what I asked them to do. It's every day at 10 o'clock to send me this via text or email. Their win of the day, so that's like something that they're grateful for, right? Something doTERRA related. Something nice they did for themselves. Because we all know, if you don't nourish yourself, you don't strengthen yourself, you're going to be so burned out. By the time you hit diamond or whatever, you're going to be like, not even enjoying it, right? Like, oh, it was terribly exhausting. Where's the joy in this, right? And then tomorrow's focus for doTERRA, and then updated volume on each leg. And the updated volume isn't required every day, but at least 3 times a week, I'd say. Because if they're not looking in their back office, how do they know? Oh my gosh, someone sold a diamond kit. Did you even know? Like, you should look and see the progress that you're seeing, or lack of, so that you can do something about it. So true story, last Thursday, my husband was looking in our back office because he's doing that part of our business. And he goes, hey, did you know that we're only 6,000 away from potential this month? And I said, I did not. Awesome. And he said, so do you want to go for it? I'm like, you can do that. I will let you do that. Because I just didn't have energy, right? I didn't have that emotional bandwidth to go for it. I wasn't feeling well. And you know what? Bless his heart. He figured it out, made a few phone calls, and I threw out a promotion, and we were able to make it. And I was like, my gosh, it's so much easier now, right? We've done the marathon a few times, and now when it shows up, we can work together as a team. It gets easier every time. That's the goal of it, right? It should get easier every time. So I use a success system, and whatever system you use is great. But the questions here are very, very powerful. Who will I share oils with today? Who has attended the class that I will follow up with? Who is enrolled that I will better help understand LRP? Who is using the products that I will talk to about the business? Who is building the business that I will support? What will I read, watch, or listen to that will help me grow as a leader? These are basics. Any system would have these questions. Agreed? So if you were asking yourself these questions on a daily basis, do you think you'd progress? Yes, you would. They're just divine. So every day, do those. So how to support leaders up and down. The 15th of the month is critical, right? Everybody can kind of know where they're at on the 15th. Well, if you're going to do the 16th to new rank program, you start at the 15th also, because it gives you 2 weeks to kind of prep yourself for a full launch on the 1st of the next month. So you're going to call your mentor and your enroller and ask for their support. It's really critical when you're going for a new rank to tell people around you, will you support me in my new goal? Because how many of you have done something and you didn't tell people you were going to do it? Like, say you're going to go run a marathon. You didn't tell anyone, your family, you didn't tell any of your friends. You just said, well, if I'm ready, I'm going to go to the marathon start. And then I'm going to do it. But if I don't, no one will know. So it's not like a really big deal if I do it or I don't. But if I told all of my friends to come to the race and announce on Facebook, and they all knew my journey towards it, do you think I'm going to show up? Yeah, right? A big difference. So if you don't really want to run the race, then don't tell anyone. But if you want to finish it and be successful, you've got to tell everybody. Like, absolutely guaranteed. Agreed? Tell everyone you're going to go premier. Tell everyone you're going to go silver. Tell everyone that what scares you if you said I didn't make it, right? So I always tell Haley Hobson. I'm not kidding. I'm like, I'm gonna go for it this month, and she's like, you better do it. And I'm like, okay. So I just tell Vanessa, she's like, I know you can do it, honey. I love you. But like I don't feel like I'm gonna be like in trouble or something. Right? But you gotta tell someone that's scary. Right? In a loving way. I love Haley. But she's also the one who busted out, right? She's double presidential. She did it in like 3 years. However she did that, I don't know. But we're just grateful. There's people who intimidate us a little bit, right? Because then they hold us accountable to get things done. So when I was going to go for presidential, so just real quick, so 2015, March, is when I hit presidential first time with that leader in Mexico. Okay, and then I had to leave that team go, and then I got to start a new team. And then that team was able to make it this last July, August, September, 3 times in a row. We're going to do it again this month. So here's the thing, is that when you're going for that big goal, I had to tell people again. It was vulnerable for me because I only got it for 1 month and then didn't get it. I felt some shame and some just like I had the title but I wasn't worthy and it was just yucky. So if you drop rank, don't allow yourself to do that. It's fine. You're just going to go for it again, right? And so it's always like it's possible and we're going to go for it. And if we drop, it's okay, right? We learned something, okay? So I learned that I was going to do it with a committed builder, right? Somebody who would call me every day, and someone who would, work her buns off, somebody who wanted to win the Cancun trip. And Erin Giles, bless her heart, how do we get emotional? She wanted it more than anyone else. Like, she got so bad that she would go enroll like 25 people in a month, right? That's the kind of person that you've got to find. You've got to find that hungry person, right? That's telling you. Because then it was completely different. When she went when she went platinum, she did it because she wants to go presidential, right? Not because she's trying to help me fulfill a goal. That's what a friend does. But I want a business partner who wants it for herself, right? And so that was the difference. Is that before it was like 2 friends trying to help each other, and now it's like business partners who are friends helping each other. Like that's the shift. So I love helping leaders to teach independently. So that was the thing that I have to drill into everyone is that this is your business and you own it and you're the CEO. And yes, I'm here for you, but you have to fly. I cannot help you with everything, and I don't have the patience of Mother Teresa. So I really don't. If they can't figure it out after the 3rd class, then okay, well, I'm going to be on a Facebook class you can come to, or come to one of my other classes I'm doing, and you can keep learning. But people kind of know, like, it's time, right? Step up. This is their business. They can figure it out. And so it's really fun for me when I see them becoming more independent and strong. And but if they are not closing well, you've got to go back to the class. Okay? If they are not getting at least 400 to 600 PV in enrollments at a class, then overall volume, then they weren't inviting enough people, or they didn't have strong clothes, or something was happening that needs tweaking or adjusting, something like that. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but if you see their volume dropping after you leave, that's not good. Get it back up, see what's going on, and get those numbers up there. Help them to identify how many LRPs will run on each leg, right? As I'm mentioning, at least minimum of 800 if it's an elite leg. And then how short will they be on each leg? So you just do the math, right? If it's supposed to be elite, you just do the math. Okay, they're going to be about 400 PV short. That's like nothing. They can do 1 class. Look at that. Okay, well, this other leg needs 3,000, this other needs 6,000, whatever. So you just like figure it out and then move on. all know this, right? The magic happens outside of your comfort zone. So my daughter Emma, we have a little mantra that I start and then she finishes, and it goes like this. When you go outside your comfort zone, and then she says, you are closer to your wildest dreams. So I'm going to say it, and then you can say, okay? So when you go outside your comfort zone, you're closer to your wildest dreams. Awesome. Thank you. And so anything that's like intimidating or challenging, have someone do that with you. You know, teach your children, teach your spouse. Like, when I go outside my comfort zone, I am closer to my wildest dreams. This is so fun. So we are changing the future. This is my daughter Bella. When she was 7, she gave her friend a bottle of lavender, and she made a little how-to-use guide. I know, it's so cute. And this was in the grade school where you can give kids essential oils, so we'll get in trouble. But I loved this because my kids all had the keychain to bring to school, and then they, when their friends have something, they know what to do with it. Well, she's the one that helped me get a diamond kit sold, right? And so she understands the value of sharing at a young age. And so we're not just blessing our leaders, but our children's, you know, there are children that are blessing us to find leaders, okay? And so Ron Richardson, you guys know him, he was on Ron's set, okay, so they created the Ed system. They're actually our personal enrollments. And great story about them that's connected to Australia is that Rod was our next door neighbor. In 2010, I happened to give he and his wife an intro kit, the peppermint, lemon, and lavender for Christmas. And then a couple months later, I went to Australia to help open the market here. With Natalie asked us to go, and I had a crazy experience. It was awesome. I literally went door knocking in Sydney for like a week and gave out flyers about Dr. Hill coming to see if wellness centers wanted to come. Well, while I was doing that, my next door neighbor, Rod Richardson, would email me and said, hey, are you in Australia for that company of essential oils that you gave me? And I'm like, yeah, you know, and his interest was just really high. He said, that's really neat. There's a really neat opportunity here to go around the world. I mean, to bust us out into new areas. And he started tearing apart the compensation plan. He had been a consultant for network marketing companies before. And he would train Avon to train their sales force, basically. And he was looking at doTERRA as an opportunity for himself. He said that this is a legit compensation plan, the products are great, you're obviously supported by your team. I would love to be a part of it. So I came all the way to Australia to enroll my next door neighbor. That's awesome. It's amazing. But when you show up big like that, people notice, right? Why are you going to America for a convention? What's that about? Oh, you know. So sometimes you never know why you're going to do big things, right? And every time I come to Australia, to America, they feel like, wow, your business is big. And I'm like, yes, but I absolutely love Australia. It's a great opportunity for me to get over there. So my kids have helped me to make these connections, because if my daughter Emma wasn't friends with the Richardsons' daughter Brooke and playing with her every day after school, I probably wouldn't have given them a Christmas gift. I probably wouldn't have, you know, I mean, these little things that your kids do are really a blessing. And so here are some things that you can do to support your family while you're doing, you know, an intensive 6 weeks. Is plan meals together, set up carpools, you know, if you need babysitting handles, get it done. Date nights on the calendar, like make sure your spouse still feels, you know, supported and loved. All of that. Get those samples ahead of time, send out to potential leads. Create an incentive with your mentors, or use the one that doTERRA is offering. And so this is what I do in that 2-week window, the 15th of the month to the 30th. That's my prepping time. Okay? So if I know we're going to go for something hard on the 1st, you know, we're going to go for it. We're prepping for that marathon, right? So what do I need to get it handled? All of those things. And if you have another job, you've got to be organized, right? Freeze your meals, all of those things. You're gonna be ready to rock your rank. I am a superhero, ready to empower and inspire others to make powerful changes in their lives. How many of you guys have seen Amy Cuddy's TED Talk? You know who she is? Anyone? You've seen it? So she talks about power stances, and this is a power stance. When you think about superheroes, they are often doing this, or they're doing this, right? So if you would increase your confidence, it's often because you're doing something where you're expanding, right? And so when we do our phone calls, or when we are thinking about our business, get into a power stance, look at your vision board, look at your team, chart, all of that. Really get into that mindset and believing truly that you are offering this life change for people that builds them up and strengthens them and empowers. So some of the things that we're focused on is planning solid inviting practices for all events, schedule time to do the calls and reminders. A lot of times people have the events on the calendar, but they are not setting themselves up to succeed because they haven't done the work, right? They haven't gotten the samples into their hands. They haven't done the follow-up calls. They haven't done the reminder calls. They haven't taken the time face-to-face. They're just sending out a mass email or a mass Facebook message and just think, oh, who's going to come? No. Those can be an additional support, but if you haven't gone on the phone with people to invite them, you really should not plan anyone coming. It needs to be on the phone. I'm just curious if you're available on Friday night for our girls' night. We're going to make bath salts and learn more about essential oils. Would you like to come? Very, very simple conversations. Keeping track of all your events. Within 72 hours, we close the class sales. I do that. I don't know what you guys do here. Do you do a 72-hour, or what do you do to close your class sales?
Some of them may have to do it on the night.
You do it on the night.
I don't have time for afterwards.
I agree, do it on the night, but unfortunately we get a lot of people who say I need to talk to my spouse, or I need to look this over, I need to look at my family because I don't get paid till Friday. So you can definitely say, what we do often is we do incentives for the night of closes. So I'll often give a keychain for anybody, an empty one, and anyone who enrolls with a 200 PV type order. If they go up to Natural Solutions, you guys have that here? Daily usage, which is the larger kit. Okay, so they do that. I would do a filled keychain. At the night of the event, I had a class last week. Everybody wanted the keychain. They all did it. Great. If they need a little bit more time, I say, hey, we're closing the class on, it's been 72 hours, whatever that is. If we don't hear from you from 6 o'clock, we'll just call you to see which kit's the best kit for you and your family. Close it up.
So can you see how she's given a finite time and let them know she's following up? So they're expecting her call and for her to reach out and that a decision is to be made by them, basically.
Yeah. But I really do love the night of incentive. It really helps, right? Practice strong closes and give feedback on how to improve. This is really important. Like, if you are always looking to improve, even I've been in this for 7 years, and I don't feel like I started to teach my best until last month. And it was because I have had some, had some enough time now to kind of figure it out. So it doesn't matter. I'm still Presidential Diamond. It doesn't matter. I'm always going to grow. Right? I'm always learning. So we want to know how I open my class now?
Yes.
It's a very simple question. I think it's really powerful. I say, what are the natural health remedies that you were taught by your family and you received? How is it? Very. It's like something like basically in the moment I'm really good at it, but right now I'm tripped up. But what were the natural health remedies that you were taught by your family and your ancestors, basically? That kind of thing. And then it opens them up to this conversation about, oh yeah, my mom would always do peppermint tea or chamomile tea, or my grandma used garlic, or everyone had these little things. But if they didn't, then I'd say, wouldn't it be amazing if you could ask your ancestors what were the natural health remedies that they used? Because all of our ancestors used something from the earth. We just might not have had it passed on to us. And so then I say, this is the break that is happening worldwide, and we are going back to the gifts of the earth now. The name of our company is called Gifts of the Earth, and we are able to offer you the gifts of the earth in the purest state, third-party tested, and it's amazing to get them quick, safe, fast, easy. We don't have to have farms. We don't have to grow and take care of this, lavender plant. It's done for us. And we get to receive it. This is the wisdom of our ancestors. They knew this. For whatever reason, this wasn't passed on to us. And maybe it was because life got busy. People started working too much. They went away from the farms, right? They were taught and, in some ways, brainwashed, right? That the pharmacies knew best. And so we are recognizing that maybe the pharmacies don't know best every time. We're going back to the earth, and our opportunity is to provide you with some safe, effective, natural health remedies that you can use for your family. And you can help build that, repair that wisdom that was lost from your ancestors, and help inspire and empower and influence your children. And then at the end of the class, I basically show them my Every Oil Kit, and I say, we want every family to have an Every Oil Kit, because these are the gifts of the earth from every area of the world, every region. They're from, 43 countries, and 27 of them are indigenous. And we have co-impact sourcing, and I go into that and everything. And then I just say, when you have this kit, you can inspire your family, and they will repair along with you the brokenness that was not passed on, and you will influence the next generation. And it just touches people deeply. Whether they have children or not, they're going to influence a friend or a family or a member, somebody that will pass this on, that the earth has the solutions. We need them in their purest state. It's a beautiful clothes. But if you don't practice, you're not going to have success. So you've got to practice that. I want 100%, right? Like everybody wants to be 100%. I want 3 out of 3 in the class to enroll. I want to be always saying I am on target. I'm not pushing. I'm not shoving my way. I'm not forcing. I am on target. Watch your language and how you talk about rank. A lot of people will say, I'm pushing for diamond this month. No push. Ease and grace. Right? What would it look like to get to diamond at a spa on the beach? Like, what do you want it to look like? You decide. My name is Consistency. I'm related to success. We should hang out more than every once in a while.
Love it.
Isn't that fun? So to rank advancement is just being consistent, right? It's just doing the same things well, repeatedly, consistently, and improving, helping other people do the same. So the biggest tips are keeping the faith and expecting miracles, doing those daily volume updates, accountability, connecting with your mentor and your team leaders daily as needed. Get a massage, do your own massage, right? Something that's nice for yourself. Up your incentives if needed the last week if you're close. Block out full days to do follow-ups and close via phone. Give your best lean in and focus. So the best thing is to remember that we're sharing the love, right? So we talked a lot about that today. And then at the end of the journey, you're honoring yourself and what you learned. And your team, what did they learn? What did they love about it? Did you make new friends? That's always a win, right? If you've taught a lot of classes, you probably have made some new friends. Did you feel like you had a stronger connection with your team leaders? What do you need more support with? Did you do something nice for yourself daily, and how do you feel? And if you can answer those questions, you're going to progress. Just remember that you're following your heart every day. You're looking for miracles. You're open to receive. And you're going to put your heart and soul into it, right? You're going to really, really work and organize your time. So those 15 days prior to the start of the month, we're coming on that almost, right? So once October 15th hits, you need to be planning out your November. If you haven't already, get everything lined up so that November 1st you can go hard and do it well. But the real thing is every time you rent advance, it's just setting yourself up so day one of the month, you're not scrambling to plan. Because if you plan on day one, by the 15th, you're probably doing your first class, you're messed up. Like you just gotta stop. just be okay with wherever you're at. But to go, because we were on that calendar month, our sales are every 30 days. So I need that 15 days prior to day one so that I'm ready to go. And I want my team to be ready. And we need to have our promotion figured out. We need to have everything lined up so that we're not scrambling to get those classes booked on the calendar. I also have 6 weeks to Silver and Beyond, which is for elites. So this is the program that I use to help our team go diamond. And because it was so successful for us, oh yeah, here's a copy of it. Because it was so successful for us, we've made it available for people. It was a Facebook group for a long time, and then I made it to 6 weeks to New Rank, similar concepts. Because 6 weeks to New Rank is the same thing as just any rank, kind of thing. So both of those are good. My 6weekstosilver.com website is down right now, but the web guy is working on it. But both of them, as well as my enrolling leaders who enroll, are available digitally. Okay, so that was it. But I'm just really grateful that we are in a space of recognizing that this is so much bigger than oils, right? So much bigger. So turning people's hearts open, that they can reach their potential, that they can create something that they didn't even know was possible. I don't know what your dream is or what your why is, but I'm guessing that it really fuels you and it gets you excited, or else you wouldn't have given up your Saturday to be here. So I want to just compliment you and celebrate you that you have chosen to have both feet in the boat, right, by being here today. And I hope that the messages that have been shared and that you'll take home will help you to see that you are ready and worthy to receive those miracles which are yours, and that you do have the whole universe cheering for you and celebrating every step that you make towards your dreams. And doTERRA is just the vehicle. That's all it is. It's just the vehicle to make your dreams happen. And we get to do it with a product that works, it's effective, it's mind-blowing how amazing and healing and supportive it is, right? But it's more than that. We're healing hearts, we're building up families, we're strengthening vision, and we're pointing people to believe that there is something bigger than themselves that they can be a part of and that they belong. And the doTERRA family is gorgeous. It really is. But so is the rest of the world, right? They deserve to have an invitation and an opportunity to be a part of what this is, and that we can nurture them and help them to see that their dreams matter, and that we can help them to make that happen with these tools that we have. So you've got a strategy in place, and you have a belief system, and you have a network of people who love you and cheer you on. There's no reason why you cannot fail. So please raise your hand and just say to yourself in your heart, my dream matters. My dream matters. I am ready and worthy to receive the miracles which are mine.